Dear friends, scholars and students, I Professor Satish Prakash Shukla welcome you all again to this YouTube channel. In last two videos, we have learned to prepare for frequency distribution with and without the classes. Today we will do some statistical calculations for descriptive statistics through Excel along with some other statistics. Descriptive statistics describes the sample or population in the form of numerical calculations, graphs, figures and tables. It does not make any inference or prediction on the basis of statistical calculations. Measures of central tendency and measures of spread are included in descriptive statistics. Let us start the calculation. For that, first of all, we'll open an Excel sheet, and here the sheet is opened. In this sheet, the data are entered in column B from B2 to B13. So the range of the data given here is B2 to B13. We'll remember this range because frequently we'll use to do different calculations. B2 to B13 data range. First of all, we find the value of n. For that, we'll use the function equal count count in bracket data range B2 to B13. After closing the bracket, we'll get the value of n, that is 12 here. Now to find the sum, we'll use the function that starts with equal sign followed by sum and in bracket the data range B2 to B13. Then we'll close the bracket and we'll get the value of sum 267, it is here. Now to find the value of mean of data, we start function with equal sign, and then we write average, and then in bracket we write the data range B2 to B13. Then after closing the bracket, we press enter key and we'll get the value of mean, that is 22.25 here. To find the value of median, we start the function with equal sign and write median after that. And then in bracket the data range B2 to B13. And after closing the bracket, we press enter key and we get the value of median. Here it is 25. Now we write this function to find the mode equal MODE and data range in bracket B2 to B13. Then after closing the bracket, we press enter key and we get the value of mode. Here we have to remember one thing, that if mode is ill-defined, it means if no number is repeating in the data, then Excel does not give the value of mode if we use this function. And another thing, if two or more modes are there in the same data, then the numbers representing the modes, out of these all numbers, the number that appears first in the data is taken as mode by this function of Excel for mode. In such a case, we have to use statistical formula of mode to find its value. For that, the statistical formula is to be converted in Excel formula. How it can be done, that we will see in the next video. Now we will find the value of range. For that, first of all, we have to find the value of highest and lowest, because the range means highest score minus the lowest score. So to find highest score, we write here the function equal max and data range B2 to B13. Then after closing the bracket, we will press enter key and we will get the value of highest score, that is 36 here. Now to find the value of lowest score, we write here equal min. Min stands for minimum, and in bracket we will write B2 to B13. and then we close the bracket and press enter key and get the value of lowest score. Here it is 12. Now to find the range, we will deduct 12 from 36. But in Excel, if any result obtained by applying any formula or function is to be used in another function or formula, then in place of the result we have to write the cell number in which the result is obtained. Here we have to deduct 12 from 36, and 12 is obtained in B20 and 36 is obtained in B19. So to get the value of range, we'll write here equal B19, that is highest score, minus B20, that is lowest score, and then we'll press enter key and we'll get the value of range. Now to find ST means standard deviation, we write the function ST DEV, where ST means standard, DEV means deviation. Then in bracket we write the data range B2 to B13. We close the bracket and press enter key and we'll get the value of ST, that is 7.78255663 here. Here one thing is to be remembered, that if the number of observations in the data is less than 30 or 30, then we will use this function to find the value of ST. If number of observations is more than 30, then in this function we have to add P after STDEV. Then we write the data range in bracket and press enter key. But here number of observations is 12, that is less than 30, so we will use this function only, and here we get the value of ST, that is shown on the screen. Now to find the value of mean deviation, we start the function with equal sign and then we write AVE, that is for average, and DEV, that is for deviation, AVE DEV. Then in bracket the data range B2 to B13. Then we'll press enter key and get the value of mean deviation, that is 6.375 here. Now to find the value of variance, there are three different ways. We'll see only two ways here. Number one out of those is to find variance by using the Excel function, and the function is equal VAR, and in bracket the data range B2 to B13, and we'll close the bracket and press enter key and we'll get the value of variance, that is 60.568182 here. Here again we have to remember one thing, that if n is less than 30 or 30, then we use this function to find variance. If the number of observation is more than 30, then we have to add P after VAR in this way. Then we'll write the data range. But as the number of observation in our data is less than 30, we'll use this function. Another way to find the value of variance is to multiply ST by SD, because variance is nothing but the square of ST, and here we have already found the value of SD in B22. So by multiplying this number by itself, we get the value of variance. Let us see how it will be done. First of all, we write equal sign. Then SD is found in B22, so we'll write here B22. And here we have to multiply B22 with B22. So for multiplication in Excel, asterisk sign is used. So we write here, enter here asterisk sign. Then we again write B22. It means we are multiplying B22 by B22. It means we are multiplying here SD by SD, and we get the value of the variance. In both the cases, the value of variance is the same. Now we'll find the value of quartiles. We know there are three quartiles, Q1, Q2 and Q3. To find the value of first quartile, we start function with equal sign, then we'll write quartile and in bracket data range B2 to B13. Then we'll put comma, and after comma we'll write 1 because we are going to find the value of quartile 1, and then we close the bracket and press enter key. We'll get the value of quartile 1 Q1, that is 14.5. Now to find the value of second quartile, the same function will be used, only in the last digit we have to make change. So the function will be equal quartile in bracket data range B2 B13 comma, then we write here 2 because we are going to find here the value of second quartile Q2. Some mistake was there. Spelling of quartile is not written correctly. In this way, we will get the value of quartile 2. Now, to find the value of third quartile, we will write the function equals to Q A R T I L E and data range B2 to B13. Then we will put comma and then we will write here 3 because we are going to find the value of quartile 3, and in this way we have found the values of all the quartiles. Now we will find the value of percentile. Here we are going to find the value of 75th percentile. Actually we can find 99 percentiles for any given data. In all the cases the same function will be used, only one change is to be made according to the percentile to be found, where let us see. First of all, we find the 75th percentile. For that, the function will start with equal sign and then we write percentile, and in bracket we write the data range B2 to B13. After that, we'll put comma, and then as we have to find 75th percentile, 75 will be divided by 100 and the division will be written here to find 75th percentile, and by dividing 75 by 100 we'll get 0.75. So we'll write here 0.75 and then we close the bracket. Suppose we have to find the value of 99th percentile, then first 99 will be divided by 100 and we'll get 0.99. So in place of 0.75 we write 0.99. If we want to find the value of 10th percentile, then we will divide 10 by 100 and we will get the division 0.1. So in that case, in place of 0.75 we will write here 0.1. In this way, according to the percentile to be found, the last number is changed. The function of percentile is this: equal percentile data range comma and the percentile to be found. Here we have got the value of 75th percentile, that is 26. Now we will find the value of sum of the squares of all the observations. For that the function is sum sq, and in data in bracket the data range will be written B2 to B13. Then the bracket will be closed and enter key will be pressed, and in that way we will get the value of the sum of the squares 6607 6607 in our case. Now we will find the value of skewness. For that, simple function is there, SKEW, and data range B2 to B13. And after pressing the enter key we get the value of skewness. Here one more thing is to be remembered, that the function that is used by the Excel is based on special formula of skewness. In statistics In statistics, theoretically, we use three different formula to find the value of skewness, and those are Karl Pearson's formula, Bowley's formula, and Kelly's formula. No function is developed for any of these formula, but if we want to find the value of skewness by using any one of these formula, then we have to convert the statistical formula in Excel formula. How it can be done, that we'll see in next video. Now we'll find the value of kurtosis. For that, we write the function equal KURT and in bracket the data range B2 to B13, and we will close the bracket and then we'll press enter key and we'll get the value of kurtosis. Here we are getting negative value of kurtosis. It happens in Excel because the special formula is there, that is converted into Excel function here. In statistics, theoretically, generally we use to formula that is based on quartile deviation and percentiles P90 and P10 to find the value of kurtosis. For that, any function is not developed in Excel. So if we want to use that formula to find the value of kurtosis, we have to convert that formula in Excel formula. How it can be done, that we will see in the next video. Friends, today we have done some calculations for descriptive statistics and other statistics. Hope you must have enjoyed this discussion. We will discuss how to convert the statistical formula in Excel formula in the next video. Till then, stay home, stay safe. We will meet again in next video.
If you enjoyed watching this lecture, please like and share with your friends and colleagues. Also write down suggestions and feedbacks of this lecture in the comment section, and also give suggestions for some topics that you would like to see in the future. Till then, stay home, stay safe.